Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Jonathan from the Paton Center for Hummingbirds. Today is Saturday, March 4th, and from 9 a.m. till about 2 p.m. this afternoon, we're going to have a sneak preview of the long-awaited project that we've been working on in the backyard. That project, of course, is to establish a permanent viewing pavilion in the backyard that Wally and Marion Paton made world famous when they established several hummingbird feeders and then opened up their backyard to the public when they realized that dozens of birders were looking into their backyard with binoculars from the road. So let me take you on a little tour of what will be happening here today at the Paton Center for Hummingbirds in sunny Patagonia, Arizona. So here we are. Here's our little sneak peek sign. That's what we'll be doing today. I hope that we will see lots of you coming out to the property. And keep in mind that if you're unable to come out today, you can watch the progress of our construction project and then subsequently hummingbird activity via our live webcams. You can experience those at www.TucsonAudubon.org. So right now I'm walking down into the backyard. This surface that we've prepared is ADA compliant. That's the American with Disabilities Act. And essentially we have a gravel surface that is as hard as concrete, but it is permeable, so water will be able to get through. And this is going to make it a lot easier for our guests who are chair-bound or require a little extra assistance walking into the backyard. This nice, stable, hard surface is going to be much more comfortable, and we'll be able to accommodate more of our visitors. So that was a big goal of the project. And preparing this surface, as well as preparing 3 footers for our new pavilion structure, has taken us about 2.5 months. The new structure will be quite large. It includes a white oak beam and beautiful woodwork underneath. And because of the weight and the potential wind shear on the structure, in the ground are 3 really large steel reinforced concrete boxes. And you can't see those right now because they're covered with gravel, but this November, when the components of our new pavilion arrive at the site, that's where they will be installed, and those anchors will be critically important for holding our new structure in place. I've just put out some chairs and a bench today for visitors to sit and sort of get a feel for what our new space is like. We will have some stationary and likely some mobile seating once the project is complete. Another interesting thing about the new structure is that we have to account for rainwater that's going to run off of the roof. And if you're able to see this here, this is one of the rainwater catchment basins. It's adjacent to the monarch butterfly way station that was planted last year. Lots of good plants coming up and looking really nice. The yarrow there, very fuzzy. There'll be milkweed coming up. All the plants that are really crucial and beneficial to monarch butterflies and other pollinators. This rainwater catchment basin will drain out towards the floodplain that's adjacent to our property. I'm hoping you can see our new fence line down there. So this fence line is now almost around the entire property. So we have one really aesthetically pleasing, low, unobtrusive fence that's high enough to keep javelinas out, but not so high that it will obstruct views into this beautiful floodplain forest. By doing this, we've gained about 3,000 square feet of new landscapable area. So this all looks bare right now because of the earthwork that we've done, but it is going to be chock full of native plants here in the very near future. There's one large rainwater catchment basin right here in front of me. This will provide a physical barrier between feeders, native plants, and landscaping, and the main viewing area. You can see there is kind of a little cut line along the far edge. We're going to try and put in a recirculating stream in that spot. So there'll be a little water feature associated with our new viewing pavilion. This is looking to the south towards the Patagonia Mountains. You can see that profile there. Sorry about the sun glare. You can see the casita in the distance, and of course the former Paton home. We've got our hummingbird feeders going. In fact, it'd be too difficult to see at this distance. There are two male broad-billed hummingbirds duking it out over there at famous feeder number 8. This is looking back up the path that I just walked down from the main parking area. I'm going to pan back around and give you a look at what's proposed here, or what's planned, I should say. This is a look at that pavilion structure. Never mind the ghostly birders there that the artists have included. This structure is a 3-post design. You can see that white oak beam running down the middle. And this beautiful ribbed understructure. The roofline has a little twist to it. It's going to be very, very nice looking once it's on site. Lots of natural elements, and we're really impressed with what our designers had to do. So there's a look at that. We're pretty excited. Again, this is going to be constructed on site starting probably this November. A lot of the pieces have to be milled and cut to shape, and then there'll be a little assembly process here that'll take about 4 weeks, maybe a little longer, but we're going to do that work in the off season as we've done here with the prepared surface area. We've got some literature out today. I want to point out one really cool thing. One of the daughters of Wally and Marion Paton just self-published this book, Journey Home. This is about life growing up here at the Paton Center, and we have these for sale on site. You can also purchase them through the Tucson Audubon Nature Shop on East University Boulevard in Tucson. So a really cool feature is that we now have connectivity between the backyard viewing area and the Richard Grand Memorial Meadow. So again, this ADA compliant surface extends all the way out here. And again, bear in mind we have lots and lots of landscaping yet to do, a significant amount of rock work to line these vertical retaining wall surfaces. But use your imagination a bit. It's going to be really, really nice, and we appreciate everybody's patience, of course. So this is where we'll end up in the meadow space. And what I like most of all is this intersection ends right with this beautiful view of the pond. So our pond is going to get an upgrade this summer too. We're going to be adding a stream feature. It's the final requirement for us to be able to introduce the federally endangered Gila top minnow, which is an Arizona native fish species. And the other thing that's really cool about this pond, we did some work on it this winter and discovered in the course of that work 3 tiger salamanders, which we believe are also an endangered species, the Sonoran tiger salamander. Even cooler than that, I thought, were just the community of macroinvertebrates, the aquatic insects that were so prevalent in this pond. We had damselfly and dragonfly larvae. There's a Gila woodpecker keeping me company. Damselfly, dragonfly larvae, giant water bugs, water scorpions, water beetles. This pond is really, really alive. And I may even be tempted to scoop some of those out to show folks on occasion. So there's a little look. We've got some feeders out there. I see lesser goldfinches here this morning. Always have a good variety of sparrows, chipping sparrows, white-crowned. A lot of Lincoln sparrows this winter. I'm going to head back into the viewing area since that's what our focus is today. And so this is coming from the Richard Grand Memorial Meadow. And again, we're having a sneak peek today of the backyard from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at the Paton Center for Hummingbirds in Patagonia. And sorry about the sunshine glare here, but this gives you a nice idea of the approach from the meadow garden, looking towards the house. With regards to the house, a lot of people have questions about what our plans are here. The house is not currently in livable condition, and it also exists in the floodplain, so that presents certain challenges for doing any major renovations. And we're currently engaged, we being Tucson Audubon Society, currently engaged in a capital campaign to raise funds for the demolition and replacement of this house. So there's a long-term commitment to having an employee in residence here at the Paton Center that's honoring the legacy of Wally and Marion Paton, these very personable folks that interacted with birders from all over the United States and the world here in their yard, and we want to continue that feel and experience for visitors that come here. So providing a residence for the on-site coordinator is critical to that, and eventually this home will be replaced with a new caretaker home in the similar style, a little bit smaller footprint, so it's less dominant on the landscape, but it's going to be very, very nice. Planning is already underway for that project. Just looking across Blue Haven Road, across the meadow, Monarch Way Station. See some irrigation piping there. That's of course critical to getting all of our native plants a good healthy start here on site. And our field crew does such a fantastic job applying that infrastructure, guiding these projects, selecting all the plants that will be planted, developing this really cool rainwater catchment basin and stream. So as you can see, a lot of exciting things happening here. While the backyard remains closed for the next couple of weeks before we have a formal opening, I just want to remind everybody that the Paton Center is open. We have not closed. The Richard Grand Memorial Meadow and the front yard feeding stations are excellent places to come and see all of the birds that make this site famous, including the violet-crowned hummingbird. We've seen that species already this morning here in the meadow garden at Feeder S. We also have lazuli buntings this morning, green-tailed towhees, Abert's towhees, curve-billed thrashers. Plenty of birds to see here. We are open for business. We just ask for a little bit more patience while the backyard project finishes up for the spring, before we're open for the long term. So, keeping in mind that our pavilion structure won't be installed until November, we are going to have shade for the summer, I promise. We haven't overlooked the need for sun protection, rain protection for our guests, and we'll be working on a solution for that here next week. In fact, we have some really, really nice canopy material that we're going to try and stretch over the entire footprint of the new pavilion to provide shade for folks through the summer. A little extra gravel there. I'll just say one more thing about the surface that I'm walking on. This is there's an engineered soil below my feet right now, combined with a plastic geotextile. So this sort of honeycomb material that holds the landscape gravel in place, and that's all been compacted and will continue to get compacted as people walk on it and as rain falls. That creates that hard as pavement surface that also allows water through. So really, really nice natural colors and really nice stable walking surface for our guests. So I think that's it. I'm going to sign off. I want to thank for those of you who have been watching live. I encourage everybody who gets a chance to see this today, Saturday, March 4th, to come out between 9 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. We have a nice crowd around 2 o'clock. We may stay open a little later than that. In the meantime, happy birding, everybody. Hope your winter has been a good one, and we hope to see you out here at the Paton Center this spring. Take care.